afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Star Cub Review. I'm your host, as always, Star Cub. Now, I do apologise in advance for not getting this video out sooner. I have just had lots on my plate at the moment and wasn't able to film this, so I filmed it today and getting it out as soon as possible. But the other reason why is because me and my partner just adopted a dog as of Sunday. His name is Momo, or Mighty Mo, and he's an American Staffordshire Terrier. And we adopted him from Richmond Animal Control Shelter. And he is just an absolute sweetheart. So we've been dealing with him for the last couple of days, getting him settled and stuff. It's going to take a while, but that's the reason why I haven't been posting my videos. But this one today is going to be on a extremely special one, and one that actually, this is one that was released in America, originally from Japan, but when it came to Australia, it was on Cheese TV, and if I remember correctly, this one got me fully into anime. That's not to say that the Twins of Destiny previous video that I did on Twins of Destiny was way ahead of its time for its time period. And this one, which is one that I absolutely love, been thinking about it, and I recently just bought the whole series to it, which I got in the mail on Monday, but I wanted to do an unboxing for that one, for this, that coincides with this video. But it is an anime series that was way ahead of its time, absolutely, hands down, got me fully into mainline anime, Japanese anime. This one I absolutely credit with getting me into mainline Japanese manga and anime, and that is Teknoman. Well, obviously in Japan it was called Teknoman Blade, and it was released in the early 90s. And the premise basically is there's a group called the Space Knights that are fighting these evil spider crabs and the Venom Warlord known as Darkon, but they can't defeat him or his horde of mutant spider crabs alone. They have to get help from a mysterious stranger known as Blade, and he basically has a magic crystal that's able to transform him into this armored warrior that he jumps into, and he's basically the only one that can pilot it. But let me tell you, from the word get-go, this anime series had me absolutely hooked. And the soundtrack, everything about it, the characters were so ahead of its time. It was one of those ones that I think has an enduring legacy as well. And I've been thinking about it over the years, but really thinking about it over the last month or so, and I was just like, oh my god, I remember all those memories I had of this show, and I just was like, oh, I've got to see if I can get the whole series of it, because it absolutely blew my mind, and it still does. And I've got the intro to share with y'all as well. So I will put that up in one of the corners. And then I will play it towards the end of my video, the full length thing without me talking. But Teknoman was a huge deal for me growing up, and that's what really got me really into anime, more adult-oriented anime. And this one, literally, I credit with getting me fully into, I mean, even Bubblegum Crisis. I watched this one, and then later on down the track, when Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo 2040 came out, Bubblegum Crisis was absolutely amazing. I absolutely love Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo 2040. I believe. But Teknoman Blade came out in 1992 in Japan. It's an anime television series produced by Tatsunoko Production and Sotsu Agency. The series was directed by Hiroshi Negishi and written by Miyori Sekijima and Satoru Akahori. And like I said, the story revolves around an organization called the Space Knights and the war against aliens known as the Radam. Now, that's in Japan, they're known as the Radam, but for Western audiences, they were known as spider crabs, venom warlords, and they're assisted by Takaya Aba, who has the ability to transform into an armored warrior known as Teknoman Blade. Well, for us and Western audiences, his name was Blade, and he transformed into that armored warrior known as Teknoman. And it's just an absolutely amazing anime, way ahead of its time, and it doesn't get a lot. It should be getting a lot more love than what it did. I know it's very, very popular, and I mean, for everyone back where I come from, back in Australia, does anyone remember Teknoman? I mean, God, it was on Cheese TV. That was one of the biggest reasons why I even watched Cheese TV, was because of Teknoman, but Pokemon, Digimon, Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, all of those shows, they literally got me into all that stuff. But Teknoman, it was absolutely amazing to see myself remembering so much of my childhood with Teknoman, Pokemon, and all of that. But it was just an amazing series because it was more adult. It just felt more adult oriented than aiming at teenagers per se. Although it is aimed more at teenagers and not little kids. It's definitely teenage oriented, but there's a lot of themes in it that are very adult, and it just, all the scientific, they talk a lot of scientific, lingo and space lingo and stuff like that, and it's all to do with war and all of that muddled in, battling in these giant robots. But it's not giant robots as like Pacific Rim or Voltron or something like that. They're actually, he jumps in, he summons the suit, and then he jumps into a giant one and then his body the machine and that forms around his arms and fits him, and it's just like wearing an extended suit. But it's really hard to explain. You just have to see the intro video. But it's basically he fights in a big giant robot suit that he controls with inside, and only he has the power to do it, to summon one. But as you get further and further into this series, you realize that there's actually a few other ones like Blade that are able to control robotic suit, that have the power to control other robot suits as well. And it's just fascinating. But while we're doing this, let's open this, which I ordered. It's the complete set of Teknoman, and I just had to have it because I want to do a complete rewatch. But this was I actually scored on this. This is from eBay. There we go. There we go. It's a little beat up and whatnot, but it's actually still in very, very good condition, and it's the complete series. And there you go. The whole complete series of Teknoman. And I really had to have it because it's one of those ones that I grew up with as a kid, and it really just had me captured my imagination. And I always remembered as a kid, transitioning from being, 11, 12 into a teenager, I always had in my head growing up as well, that I'm going to play Teknoman, and I'll pretend I'm in a big robot suit and stuff like that. That's just how my childhood was. I had fun with my childhood, imagining everything. It's an amazing anime show series, way ahead of its time. People need to talk about it more often. I really hope they bring it back. There was a sequel, Teknoman Blade 2, but as far as I know, I don't know if they did a Teknoman 2 based off the series of Teknoman Blade 2, and it was 6-episode run series, and then it's set 10 years after the original series about a new group of space knights that confront the spider crabs or the Radam in Japan. But it's just, hands down, really needs to be spoken about more. I will leave you there with this one. I will do the intro opening for Teknoman, but if anyone from Australia or the US, I'm putting it out there for anybody, my crowd, US crowd, let me know if you even remember Teknoman. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of us grew up with it. I know there's a lot of people, definitely where I come from, back home in Australia, that a lot of people would remember Cheese TV and it being on Cheese TV. So I'd really love to hear from y'all. Let me know. And I will leave you there with this one. I'll have some more videos coming up. And I will leave you with the intro to Teknoman. And I will see you all next time. Alright guys, take it easy. Ciao.
Spider crabs under the control of the Venomoid warlord, Darkon. Midnight is safe upon the earth. Darkness will unfurl its banner across yet another region of the cosmos. Even the heroic men and women of the space knights cannot defend the earth without the help of a mysterious young man named Trade, who has the ability